inviting me to speak to you today. As Anita said, I'm Dhaliwal. Whenever I come to Surrey, sometimes I'm mistaken as Dhaliwal. Just wanted to clarify that up there. No, he's the Ottawa guy. I'm very local here, but I just want to make that distinction, just in case what you hear, if you're not happy with it, at least don't take it out on Surrey. Yes, so I just want to protect him. So thank you very much, Anita, for the wonderful introduction. Appreciate that, very elaborate. So I just wanted to dive right into where we are today. Just talk very briefly about the new Metro board. That, as you know, in my capacity as chair, I'm working with, I have the honor of working with a diverse group of directors, 2/3 of whom are new to Metro board, and they've been just elected. Some of them have been just elected for the first term, but each one of them brings very valuable experience and insight to the table. I look forward to working with all of them to enhance the livability and quality of life of this region. My main job as chair is to listen effectively, to genuinely understand the unique perspectives and needs of each of our members' jurisdictions. I firmly believe that every community, no matter how big or small, has something valuable to offer the region. Together we can carry on the good work undertaken by the previous board, maintaining the livability of the region. They left a strong foundation to build on for continued success. I'm proud of how well the regional district achieved its goals in all mandated areas of responsibility. Metro Vancouver provides wholesale regional utility services, including drinking water, liquid waste treatment, solid waste management to 23 member jurisdictions in the region. From the village of Lions Bay all the way to township of Langley and everywhere in between. Metro Vancouver also regulates air quality, plans for urban growth, manages regional parks, and provides affordable housing. This video will give you an idea of the range of vital services that we provide.
Our region is marked by striking diversity. It shows in our landscape with its dramatic contrasts. It shows in our ecosystems, which range from beach to bog to forest. And it shows in our population, multicultural, growing, and dynamic. Metro Vancouver provides residents with the regional services that are vital to sustaining our quality of life now and for the future. It all began in the 1880s with two regional challenges: how to get a steady supply of water from the mountains to the emerging cities of the Lower Mainland, and how to dispose of wastewater. The solution was found in regional cooperation for the delivery of core services. Today, more than 130 years later, Metro Vancouver provides the foundation for our livable region. Metro Vancouver's 21 municipalities, 1 treaty First Nation, and 1 electoral area all work together as a federation on 3 key responsibilities: planning for the future, acting as a regional forum, and delivering core services, which creates economies of scale and cost efficiencies for our members. One of those services, regional planning, is overseen by the Metro Vancouver Regional District. The strategy that shapes regional growth, Metro 2040, was developed in partnership with our members, with Metro Vancouver providing policy research, data analysis, and administration of the plan. The provision of good data informs all of our services, and that includes providing 1 billion liters of clean, safe drinking water each day to the region. Through the Greater Vancouver Water District, Metro Vancouver protects and maintains 3 watersheds, treats the water from these reservoirs, and then delivers that clean, safe water to municipal facilities through a vast network of pipes and pumping stations. Through the Greater Vancouver Sewerage and Drainage District, Metro Vancouver operates 5 wastewater treatment plants that handle enough wastewater to fill BC Place Stadium daily. Our goals are to protect public health and the environment, use wastewater as a resource, and minimize treatment costs. Metro Vancouver measures and regulates air quality through a network of monitoring stations and leads climate change actions with its Climate 2050 strategic plan, which will guide our region's policies and collective actions to transition to a low-carbon future. Metro Vancouver's transfer stations handle all the solid waste collected in our region. The goal is to reach an 80% recycling rate. Metro Vancouver is committed to zero waste and uses policy to keep items such as food scraps out of the waste stream. Behavior change campaigns help residents take positive actions toward waste reduction. Controlling what goes into our waste stream also promotes a robust recycling sector. Metro Vancouver also protects and preserves nature with its 32 regional parks, greenways, and natural areas. Together, these parks have more than 12 million visits per year. And through the Metro Vancouver Housing Corporation, Metro Vancouver provides affordable housing to thousands of residents. Collaborative decision-making with our members is at the center of Metro Vancouver's work. This framework enables our region to come together for collective goals. This includes planning now for future population growth and potential earthquakes. The delivery of efficient core services and decisions made with a regional perspective are vital to achieve our common vision of a prosperous and sustainable region. There are serious challenges before us: a growing population, a changing climate, and an evolving economy, demanding collaboration and an openness to innovation so we can successfully tackle these issues together. The simple idea of regional cooperation, which started a century ago, is still our greatest strength today. Metro Vancouver's commitment is to deliver the services and solutions for a livable region, the region we call home.
So, municipalities in the region have long recognized the value of working together to the benefit of those we serve. Consider this: the average household pays less than $600 per month, $600 per year for everything Metro Vancouver provides. And that is water, liquid waste, solid waste, air quality, regional parks, affordable housing, regional planning, and more. A figure that hasn't changed more than $10 per year over the last decade. And that's what I'm here about to do today, to speak to you, working together to achieve the common goals that make Metro Vancouver such a special place to live, work, and play. Metro Vancouver manages a lot of critical infrastructure. Our combined 29 capital and operating budget is $1.7 billion. Every day we treat, as you heard in the video, and deliver over 1 billion liters of water, drinking water to the region of 2.5 million people. We have 2 best-in-class drinking water treatment plants and over 500 kilometers of water mains. We also have 5 wastewater treatment plants and another 500 kilometers of major sewage pipes. We work within highly regulated environments and must maintain and enhance our systems to meet the needs of a growing population. In Surrey alone, we have a number of significant infrastructure projects taking place as we speak. One of the projects is the 148th Street Water Main Project, scheduled for completion in the spring of 2021. It will increase capacity and reliability of water supply to communities south of the River Fraser. The second project is a South Surrey Interceptor, a twinning of the major sewer pipe that collects and delivers liquid waste from these communities to the NSS plant. Phase 2 will be completed this summer. And the new Surrey Recycling and Waste Drop-Off Facility opening in 2020. The facility on 154th Street will increase the convenience and recycling and waste management while reducing illegal dumping. And finally, the redevelopment of the Kingston Gardens housing complex, a 192-unit townhouse complex located at 99th Street and 152nd Avenue. We're adding 85 new 1 to 4 bedroom affordable rental homes. Maintaining our water infrastructure and ensuring it remains resilient to an earthquake is a major priority in our recently approved 5-year financial plan. In 2017, Metro Vancouver completed the Port Mann water supply tunnel under the Fraser River between Coquitlam and Surrey, more than doubling the capacity of the old water main and enhancing the seismic resiliency of this critical water connection. A moment ago, I mentioned Kingston Gardens. Metro Vancouver is one of the largest providers of affordable homes in British Columbia. We operate 49 affordable housing sites in 11 municipalities, providing both low-end of market and subsidized rental housing for approximately 9,400 residents. Metro Vancouver Housing is poised to redevelop several other sites in coming years with over $41 million in capital program put over the next 5 years. Work is also underway on the updating housing plan. It looks at the potential of building new housing sites in partnership with municipalities and other orders of government. Another goal for Metro Vancouver Housing is in coming year is finding a solution to the shortage of affordable and suitable housing for young professionals. As you are acutely aware, our region is losing young skilled workers to other cities in Canada. CMHC recently pointed out that people between the ages of 21 and 25 move to Metro Vancouver to study, but move out as they get older. Even if they earn a relatively high wage, young people can't afford to live here. Housing and affordability aren't the only significant challenges we face when it comes to our competitiveness as a region. With ever-increasing taxes, traffic congestion, a constrained land base, and dwindling industrial lands, businesses across the region are being squeezed. Of particular concern is the unfair tax system, tax burden actually, which homeowners and businesses face. As a result of the inherently very archaic property assessment system, way in which property taxes are levied, the unprecedented rise in property value that has threatened the viability and many businesses and homeowners in the region. In my view, this is a critical barrier to the region's economic success. BC Assessment evaluates land not based on its current and today's reality, but on hypothetical highest value use. Last year, commercial property values climbed 18% on the average and are expected to continue rising. As you know, most independent business owners in Metro Vancouver pay a triple net lease. They're on the hook for rent, maintenance fees, and property taxes. At the same time, a single large property sale within a neighborhood can have a detrimental ripple effect on land values throughout the community. Case in point, in my city of Burnaby, tile maker Interstyle saw its industrial land value nearly triple, and they're now at risk of shutting down. After more than 40 years in the business, what will happen to the ownership of the company and 100 employees? An increase in property values is not indicative of a corresponding increase in taxes or your revenue or the ability to pay. Businesses throughout the region are being squeezed out. Metro Vancouver is mindful of the considerable challenges based on this very inherently flawed property-based taxation system. This system needs an urgent overhaul. That's why, in the lead up to the last provincial election, we called on all four parties to implement substantial changes to the BC homeowner grant, property transfer tax, and school tax to ensure property taxation is fair and more equitable for residents and businesses across the region. More specifically, we advocated for the following: boost the threshold of the homeowner grant within Metro Vancouver to reflect the rising home values in the region and protect those local homeowners facing tax increases without corresponding income growth. Calculate the school property tax annually on a regional basis to reflect the average provincial average. Invest the windfall revenue generated from property transfer tax in local government infrastructure, transit, and affordable housing within Metro Vancouver. Contrary to popular belief, local government is not the beneficiary of high assessments. The school tax is a misnomer that, along with the bulk of the property transfer tax, it flows into the provincial general revenue coffers. By way of example, in my own city, the rate increase this year is only 2.5%, even though I've given an example of how the assessments have gone 3 times than before. It's our job as local leaders to work with all orders of government to find the means to cover the infrastructure costs around the region in ways that are better for local government, businesses, and citizens. Importantly, we encourage the business community to engage with the province. The status quo is inequitable and untenable. Change is desperately needed and overdue. Tackling these big issues means continuing to foster relationship with other orders of government and our member jurisdictions. Cost sharing on major infrastructure amongst all orders of government is vital. We had some success, for example, with the North Shore wastewater treatment plan, with Canada and BC government contributing almost $400 million to the project. Members also shape the future of the region by providing input into how we should grow, how we should manage growth and development going forward. Metro Vancouver provides a regional planning function through our regional growth strategy called Metro 2040. a big picture framework for meeting our collective goals to accommodate growth and maintain the livability and sustainability of the region. Smart land use planning is absolutely critical. Since we contend with both a constrained land base and significant population growth, we welcome about 35,000 people to the region each year, and 1/3 of them settle into Surrey. This challenge requires us to be innovative in our land use choices, which must closely align with transportation and infrastructure planning. In partnership with TransLink and member jurisdictions, Metro Vancouver is developing long-range growth scenarios to project population, housing, and employment. These will inform updates to the regional transportation strategy and regional growth strategy. These scenarios will help us plan for timeframes beyond existing policy, to identify potential issues for long-term infrastructure and land use, while supporting planning and capital investment decisions for the regional services. Metro Vancouver has reconvened its Industrial Land Strategy Task Force that brings together not only elected officials, but key stakeholders such as the BC Ministry of Jobs, Trades and Technology, TransLink, Port of Vancouver, BC Chamber of Commerce, the Urban Development Institute, and many others. We will guide the development of a regional strategy to ensure we have sufficient industrial lands through 2015. Crucially, the strategy will discourage the growing trend of industrial land speculation, and the conversion of use of industrial lands for non-industrial purposes. We must protect our dwindling supply of employment, lands, and enhance the number of high-paying jobs per square foot to ensure the highest and best use. By preserving the land we have available for specific uses, we can truly support the development of complete, resilient communities with a range of housing types, employment opportunities, goods, services, and amenities. Those of you who know me are well aware that climate change is also something I take very seriously. Metro Vancouver and its member jurisdictions have the leaders in climate action over the past 20 years. The board has committed to a regional target of 80% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions from 2007 levels by 2050. Adaptation is an important aspect of our approach, and Metro Vancouver is working to ensure regional infrastructure, ecosystems, and communities, and making sure that communities are resilient to the changing climate. Climate change-related strategies and actions are already incorporated into all of our management plans, but we need to do more. We are building on previous efforts and accelerating our response to climate change now. To that end, we are engaging stakeholders on the first steps on the implementation of a recently adopted Climate 2050 strategy. The strategy will identify new approaches to achieve a robust and resilient low-carbon future for the region. All of us, government, businesses, and citizens, must take pragmatic steps in tackling climate change and making our communities more resilient to the effects of global warming. Our region is home to more than half of BC's total population and economic activity. Metro Vancouver is one of the most desirable places in the world to live and do business. One blessed with magnificent natural amenities, a diverse and welcoming community, and a prevailing spirit of innovation. But we face challenges: population growth, affordability, transportation, and taxation. They are putting pressure on residents and businesses alike. And we're already feeling the effects of climate change and more extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and droughts. The path forward is clear. We operate in a rapidly evolving world that increasingly favors collaboration over competition. All communities in our region have something to offer. And as Chair of Metro Vancouver, I will continue to work toward leveraging our strengths as a regional federation through both public and private sector collaboration. So thank you for your time today.